Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4, and today we're looking at Mythic Mischief, this abstract game with a theme, and it's looking really sweet. Our editor's bubbling with excitement, but is our host. Well, Lipstickpaddy, please, we're waiting for your opinions on this Gamefound classic. Please, take it away. Alright peeps, here we are, Mythic Mischief by IV Studio. Now, my editor has fallen in love with this game. Anyhow, let's have a look at this beauty. Now, it's interesting for me because it is an abstract game with a theme. A theme that's not just been slapped on, but is actually part of the game, which is fairly fun. Now you're on these small boards and you're moving grid movement, and everyone's got asymmetry, and there's going to be using these, because you've got different powers, you've got all these cubes and things like this, setting off powers. You're basically in the library. And there's an AI-controlled person walking around, and you can use your abilities to throw people into the way of that enemy, and they get kicked out of the library. There's this kind of stuff. You basically, you're all bad students on detention, and you got to throw everybody out is the goal, kind of thing. But it is hype. It is throwing fantasy on here. We see the box: witches, trolls, and ghosts. And if you check this game out, just put Mythic Mischief into any board gaming channels. They're going bananas over this game. Oh, it's all fantastic. It's all fantastic. I think for me, one of the biggest disappointments with this game are the stretch goals. Look at this. Stretch goal. A music track. Are you kidding me? As a stretch goal. Okay, let's go down. Let's go down. It calls itself here a genre war game. I don't think a war gamer would agree that this is a war game. It does have solo in the strategy. It really should have genre as abstract. Anyhow, you can see lots of people here really liking it. But just to be aware that some of these people's quotes are coming from people that like abstract people. Like Jeremy Howard, one of his favourite genres is abstract, so you need to be aware of that. And I'm not. I am not a fan of abstract, but my editor is. It has been getting awards though, and all these YouTubers are, like I say, in love with the project. The minis are kind of cutesy, all coming in different colours, which is nice. This is the next generation 3D, not 3D print, I guess it is 3D print. These are the new miniatures that are coming out of China now. They've all upgraded their miniature presses, and one of the new features they have is coloured minis. We're seeing this. However, these new printing presses, or 3D machines they're using, are very expensive because the Chinese manufacturers really wanted a next generation printing machine, but it costs a lot of money, which is why we're seeing miniatures in a game and the cost high on the pledge. Because I think if you go back to 2019 when they didn't have these machines, this game could have come in at around $40 because there's not much in the box. There's not much in the box. But I think you're paying for these minis. And because they're on this next generation mini machine, I actually think the minis could look better. They could have more detail in the minis themselves. For example, like this, if you look at the grey faction, the big guy in the middle here, if that's a woolly jumper, you could put loads of wool threads there to make it more detailed. These machines can do that. But on a massive plus, they've all got their own individual bases as well, which looks phenomenal. And yeah, they all look really good. But They could have actually put more detail in the minis. But hey, this is just preview on Kickstarter, and we don't know if they are going to be further fine-tuned and developed, because heck, it's the same price to be printed with this kind of detail or more detail in the box. But there is some cool details here though in what they have. I just think we're looking at the detailing that they could have done is the fine detail. But I do think overall I'll give them a 9 out of 10 for looking sweet. All right. They're all interesting factions as well, you know, and it has a feeling that this could be also played with family and kids. Now they're saying this is upgraded minis. You know, this potentially could come at retail for like $25 if you give standees. I really mean that. Thicker cards, double layered boards is all sweet. Custom molded tomes, these books here. They're not cubes, they're tomes that you're putting in. That's kind of novel, that it's not just a cube. They've gone that extra level. Game trays as well. The oversized keeper. I think if this does come to retail and it's standee, no dual layered board, less quality cards, and it is at a 25-point price point, you're going to be glad that you backed it, right? So yeah, spot UV finishes on your player boards, which is fabulous too. They've got these wonderful 3D bookshelves that can make the board look even nicer, and it just says linen finish. I think this is the cards that are getting that. Or is it the board? Boards can get a linen finish. I don't know. That's kind of, we don't know. Now there is a social thing going on here, and it's an expansion that's coming out. So you've got plenty of time. 20th of September, and it's some more, what are they? Factions. I don't know why they're asking the community, to be frank, because just go to Monster Slaughter. They've got fantastic groupings of, you know, baddies and stuff. So it's almost bleedingly obvious what they're missing if you just go to that Kickstarter. But yeah, I think it's going to be the obvious choices that are going to win anyway. I like how they've dressed up these YouTubers. Right, then we're looking at pledges here. Headmaster's box. Headmaster box, yeah. Linen finish on the box. The tokens themselves got a linen finish. I don't know why they didn't really think about doing these wooden or acrylic. The kind of punch out with a linen finish. It would have been nice to see a stretch goal that actually made these, you know, better quality. The still cardboard. Solo cards. It is kind of fun to play if you watch the playthroughs. It's a very tight board. You're deliberately doing tricks. You're kind of planning around. It is kind of more of an interesting abstract. Because you have got that guy going around, and you're going to be in trouble if you get pushed into him. So that's kind of understandable. And trying to push people out of the library is kind of understandable as you're naughty, right? You're naughty, just right. You're doing stuff. Yeah, and they've got the reference cards. I like that to make the game easier to pick up when you want to play it. The cards themselves, though, coming in 360 GSM, which is the ivory core. That is very high standard. You're probably not going to get that at retail. And we've got monsters, ghosts, vampires, zombies, wizards, witches, trolls. Was the set of clowns. Was the set of aliens. Was the set of the... I don't know. I need to get my Monster Slaughter box out. But what I like is though that each player gets their own game tray. I do love this. It reminds me of, what's the game behind me? Dice Throne, where you get your own kit. Lovely, lovely. And the box looks sweet as well. You might not get that tray at retail as well. So there's lots here to kind of go, yep, this is definitely the, you know, a Gamefound edition or Kickstarter edition or crowdfunding edition that is going to be above and beyond the retail, because, you know, you swap this for cubes, you put in standees, you lower the card quality, you get rid of the double layered bases, and bang, you're at $25. 1v1, 1 versus 2, team-based. I prefer 2 versus 2 to be called coupled, a couple game mode. Married couple versus another married couple. The kids taking on mum and dad. I like that mode. The tournament mode is interesting. It says headmaster only because you need a second board for this. Why do you need a second board? Because it wants simultaneous games. You're going to be actually playing the first game while the second game is going on. And then when you get to the semi-final, you're just playing with one board. It is really strange, that tournament mode. Now, the game can suffer from analysis paralysis heavily. And this blitz mode is fantastic because you have got a countdown to make your move, as it can be a little bit chess-like in its thinking. And the blitz mode, I don't know why they just don't have that blitz mode for everything, and really I think the timer should be for everybody, and I don't know why they just don't put a egg timer in the box for this. Where's the egg timer? Get that as your stretch goal. Dear me. Now, free expansion, it says $20 here. I wonder, are they going to keep minis for the retail? They might only give you 3 or 4 and then sell these boxes for 20 each. I don't know. But anyway, this one is exclusive to Gamefound, so you're not going to see this anywhere else. You can see it on the table here looking really nice. I do think it looks sweet. Certainly high replayability with all the different factions and the strategies that each person will play with them. Really, really good. It's on Tabletop Simulator if you fancy checking it out there. I think I would have liked to have seen a second tome keeper with it that has different strategies, because this dude's just walking, right? It would be nice if we actually got the headmistress in here too, walking around, and didn't have such a predictable path. Like you could have a dice that you throw for the headmistress to actually turn a corner, which would actually give a little bit of, I don't know, unpredictability to what's happening in the game. That could be an interesting second mode. You could have the tome keeper and the headmistress in. I think that could be nice to get directional dice. And so yeah, and the dice could just have rotate 90 degrees left, rotate, you know, counterclockwise, anti-clockwise, or straight forward. So you could just have the 3 things on the dice. It moves forward, or it turns left and moves forward, or turns right and moves that way. So I think it could be done really simple. Extra minute in a die, custom die. I think that would be a great stretch goal, because soundtracks is not getting people, you know, you're not getting excited, are you? When you go on a Kickstarter and they've got stretch goals, that's like, oh, look at the next stretch goal. Everyone's in the comments like, come on peeps, get promoting this game, go to Kid Track, get pressing that button. Mythic Mischief Come on, you need to do stretch goals that inspires the community. And yeah, so yeah, they could be doing a little bit more. But when you look at these games and you think, oh, it could do this, it could do that, that just means you're loving it from the beginning, right? When you want to add stuff to it. And they're like obvious things that you can add in here. Please don't look at these as negatives. These are fantastic. Like, oh, but it would be, I think it would be great to even add this in as well. Like, you only want to add stuff to games that you really want to play. Because when you play a bad game, you're certainly not thinking of what you want to add into the game or to change the game. If you just don't like the game, you just don't like the game. Take a slug of Coke there, Mexican Coke. You can't beat it. We're made with real cane sugar. Did you hear that? None of this fructose stuff. Okay. A little bit of a side there. I like the fact that it says legendary abilities. These are super powerful. I think they're only one-time use on your board. No, they're one-time use, but you've got to collect things on the board to reactivate it. That's the mechanic at play. But I do like that you get legendary abilities. It is really cool. Yeah, you're collecting tomes in the library to make your actions powerful. So your actual heroes are leveling up. It does sound absolutely fantastic, doesn't it? And when it comes to abstracts, the one that has a theme and it's actually thematic what you're doing, it's like, yes, finally! We've broken into the Ameritrash really well. Righty, so the pledges then. 59 for this pledge seems to be the one you basically want. Why do you need the next pledge is the question. Well, the next pledge comes with tournament board. Not really interested. I'm angry. This bigger pledge, you're actually getting it for the witches, trolls, and the ghost. Witches, trolls. No. You get the ghosts in the one above. You're getting this for the trolls and the witches. And this is the library set, which is the Tomb Keeper, Cutter, bookcases, and a library board. So that's like, why are they calling it additional library set? That's the second board, right? Yeah, that's the, you just get two boards, so you get another Flame Keeper. Okay. And you can see this picture that all the boards at play here. It's looking big, isn't it? These books in the picture make it harder to see what you're getting. Is the box bigger? It does look deeper. But when are you ever going to play this game simultaneously? And we'll see if you can get these two things added on. I don't know. They should have just gone base box with expansions, base box with everything, all gameplay included. That's what they should have done as pledges, because you're going to have to add these in. And I think if they're going at $20 a pop, you put the two in and you're up at 95. So yeah. And they've got this daft pledge where they're giving you some clothes. It's like, really? Even bigger pledge where they give you a bag. I mean, come on, and a book and some pencils. Getting a bit too heavy in the theme. It doesn't really harm the project, does it? But, you know, they're just adding some more swag in here, I guess. All right, so add-ons. Yeah, these add-ons, they're $20. So if you want the extra factions, you might as well go to the bloody headmaster. You see what they've done there? And these two expansions that are going to be developed by the community, I guess they're going to be thrown into the headmaster as well. So the professor really is, I only want a bit of the game, and the headmaster, if you ignore the second board, it's going to have, I would argue, double the factions, right? Because you're getting two extra. And you're getting the two extra factions people are designing, so that's 4 extra in the Headmaster. That's not too shabby. It's not double, but it's worth it. All right, I like that they've put in sleeves in here, and it's only $5. I mean, that's an instant add-on for me. And oh yeah, they've got a nice pin collection which is coming. Great, isn't it? Isle of Cats pins, Flamecraft pins, Mythic Mischief pins. This is fantastic. I'm sorry, but yeah, they look fantastic if you put them on a hat or you put them on a denim jacket. Look at these stretch goals already unlocked. Soundtracks, are you kidding me? This is not getting people excited. I've mentioned this already. Solo mode, it's got the master David Turtsey working on it. Great, and of course Nick Shaw. But David Turtsey is becoming a legend for putting solo modes in games. If you're a solo player, you'll have heard of his name. Alright, this is a little bit of the solo, how it works, but it all looks novel and neat. And Ivy Studios here, talking about who they are. Get a little bit more of the factions here, and I'm not that appreciative of the art here. It would have been nice to actually have painted the minis and put them here, but I don't know if they're ready yet. I don't know if they've got any. That would have been great if they'd painted them here, because that inspires you to go, oh, look at what these minis could become too when they're painted. It could get you really excited. Witches are looking very cool as well. Yeah. Why are the trolls coming with a bookcase? You notice that? These get a bookcase. They're the only ones that are coming with an actual mini thing in. Okay, that's kind of cool. Here are the ghosts. Really weird and wacky, aren't they? Glow-in-the-dark minis. I've not really seen a glow-in-the-dark red before. This is interesting. The Stretch Goal soundtrack. Just put this as an add-on and don't put it behind a stretch. This is the stretch goal, is the whole soundtrack? Oh no, you're kidding me. This is poop. I mean, look at this, a vinyl add-on. Are you kidding me? Now, I know this is a boutique shop, but really? Oh my goodness. Right, this is a big low for me because they've not got any interesting stretch goals, and I think it could be stretched further. School merch. I do like the purple hoodie. Not that I need one in Mexico, but the green also looks nice. I like the jacket too. And it is cotton, so, you know, fully approve this kit if you want to add clothes onto your pledge. Dear me. Now, they're doing this quiz here, which is interesting. And you can get this pin. There was a social goal, not social, there was a early bird pledge to get the first pin. This is the thing to get the second pin. I think the third pin comes with the bigger pledge. There's 3 pins on the project. If you missed them, by the way, I think there are $3 in the pledge. So you can't be bothered with all this and you just want the pins. It will come as a pin set and it'd be around 9 or less. I do like they're doing these events though that are coming up, and these are very good because you might be like, don't like that channel, don't like that channel. Oh, it's coming up on the channel I prefer. And they are coming up on the DICE channel playthrough. Not that I'm saying I don't like all these channels. Man vs. Meeple are fantastic. Board Game Spotlight 2 and Dice Tower, of course, the biggest out there. All doing phenomenal jobs. And they're going to be at Gen Con, so this is interesting. We might get some people doing video and interviews and stuff like that, so we can get a little bit more. I think what they're really missing is a live stream near the end of the campaign where they can do a Q&A. And for example, Flamecraft, which just finished, they did a live Q&A in the final hour on the countdown. It was great. You get to see all the reactions from the team. They were absolutely blown away on Flamecraft by how big it had got, and we learned a lot of things that the actual team was doing during the content, during the project, right? The campaign. It was really good to be there. And here, come on, get a social live stream at the end. It's not too late. Language versions, all phenomenal. Timeline here is of course an estimation, and we very much hope July it gets shipped. Now, interestingly, mass production ends in March. Why have they got the Pledge Manager closing? It's like a 1 month Pledge Manager. Are you kidding me? That's too short. Like, it's you close the Pledge Manager when you mass produce, right? You're not mass producing in November. That's ridiculous. I don't know why this is closed so much. I don't think Ivy have much understanding of how Kickstarters run, and the Pledge Manager is going to open as soon as this finishes. So yeah, I'm not too happy about that. All right. Yeah, it says here, production will begin almost immediately after the completion of the campaign. That's, oh, what? What are you doing? Why is the production taking so long? It just seems unreasonable that it's a 5-month production. I don't know. I guess they're adding clothes and bags that needed to be made and things like this. Now, there's the shipping whatnot, and minimum 65 to Mexico. That is, it says 60 to 90. And what if you've put your bag, or you've put your, you've ordered hoodies and stuff like that, and it doesn't tell you how much it is for the different pledge tiers, right? Because the Professor Pledge is a bigger box. So yeah, this seems a little bit vague here. And they're only going to give you 1 month in the Pledge Manager, which is a little bit of, doesn't give you much agility. Yeah. Because you're going to be paying for shipping in September when it finishes, right? Or October. And it's right in the middle of crazy Kickstarter. And probably Gamefound, of course, in October. So you might need to factor your shipping into this, but you don't know what the shipping is because it's vague. All these YouTubers going bananas over the game. My editor is going bananas over the game here. I think she deliberately wanted me to do this on a Sunday because she knows my best videos. She seems to think my best videos of the week go out on a Sunday. Is it like that? That's sheer coincidence, if it is. Alright peeps, what do I think of Mythic Mischief? I think the game looks really good. I can't wait to play it actually when it arrives. I think they could be inspiring the backers though with some more interesting stretch goals. Having said that though, when I play this, if I am playing the music, I probably won't mind that, but it could have just been part of a stretch goal and they could have had each track interweaved with component upgrades and all that stuff. And it doesn't look like the minis are going to get some extra fine detail if they're heading into production quickly. Not to mention the 2 boxes of the extra factions. Where are they going? Are they going in the Headmaster Pledge? Do you have to add these on? That's another unknown, and you've only got that 1 month to kind of think about that. There's kind of a lot going on too quick for my liking, but you're just going to have to be aware of that. All right, Mythic Mischief then. It's massively produced, peeps. It's polished, looking finished. Everyone's liking it. It's an abstract with a theme, which is so exciting. It's new, right? It's absolutely new. A very tight board as well, where you're gonna be in each other's faces all the time with an interesting AI person walking around. Has the solo mode, which gives it a big thumbs up for me. And I just want to see a different AI in the library with a dice that makes an unpredictable path through it. I think that would be fairly exciting. It's a bit like playing Talisman with the Werewolf and the Reaper at the same time. It just adds more chaos. And where's the egg timer? Come on, if we're playing Blitz, give us a special Mythic Mischief egg timer. Anyway, plenty of time left on the campaign. Who knows what they're going to throw on here. But it is interesting that it's almost got $300,000 and hasn't actually given you a stretch goal that adds anything to the game. That is the big story for me. It's like, WTF, what's going on with the stretch goals? I don't know. Sort it out, Ivy Studio. Bloody hell's fire. Are we backing it here? We are! The editor's first back project in August, September. And we are trying to balance them out going over this fantastic period that we are in, because Kickstarter and Gamefound are starting to bubble. And next week and the weeks on, there are some epic games coming your way. Oh my god, it's so good to be a crowdfunding follower. It really is. I've got to say that because we're on Gamefound. Kickstarter follower and Gamefound follower. Woohoo! There we go. Please like the video if you like the content, and if you love crowdfunding with Gamefound and Kickstarter, please think about subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell for content, of course. And yeah, you've been listening to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm the host, Lipstickpaddy. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.